What is going on, YouTube fitness family? We're here with my boy, my brother from another mother, Niall. So we are going to be doing a chest workout. We're getting chest and tries?
Yeah.
Chest and tries. So we're doing some chest and tries. I'm gonna run Niall through some of my favorite movement patterns. He probably hasn't done a few of these before, just some different modalities. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Are you excited for this, bro?
I'm ready to get my butt fucked.
All right, well, we'll do that too afterwards. But anyway, in the intro, we're gonna do some chest and triceps. Without further ado, let's get this shit. All right, so starting off pec deck, we're not gonna try to really kill ourselves. We killed ourselves before on this to start the workout, but really today, I just want to drive some good blood flow in. I use this really to get an amazing stretch through the pec, especially through that pec minor, which is the part of the pec that runs closest to the armpit. And that's where a lot of times people will have their major injuries, is where that pec inserts into the armpit, into the delt. And so what I want to do is really focus on getting that opened up. And as we know, I don't really stretch. So what I do is kind of use my training to open up the body. And I'm not saying that stretching is inherently bad. What I'm saying is a lot of us just don't have time to do a ton of it. And if you can train very therapeutically in long ranges of motion with good postural integrity like this, a lot of times you can get away with not doing quite as much, let's say, static stretching or foam rolling, because inevitably you're going to be putting your tissue in those lengthened positions under load and keeping it nice and long and healthy. So that's why I don't train here really short. I want to open up, and that also doubles as a really good way to maximize hypertrophic effect and getting as much, obviously, stimulus through that full range of motion and not having to use quite as much weight. So here we're just gonna go 2 to 3 sets is getting really good blood flow. Trying to get within maybe 6 to 8 reps of failure. So I'm not trying to get all the way to where I can't do another rep.
Oh, what rep range right now?
Honestly, I think I was about 15. Really
15?
Control. It's really just getting a good blood flow in.
Okay.
Trying to milk that end of the range here where you really open up the chest towards the back.
Okay.
So right where you just limited your range of motion, that's where I'm sitting back there.
I know. Thanks, bro.
So you have one shoulder that's a little bit wonky, right? One that's...
I think it's been a lot better recently.
Which one is it though?
Normally the left. Right now though, my right wrist is fucked up.
From what?
I don't know. It just is. I'm not sure what.
Are you just breaking down on us?
Yeah. So Eric's making me do this masochistic stretch machine of sorts.
I'm not making you do it. You're just doing it. So yeah, what I want to see is Niall really milk the end range of this, which he's doing. And you can see Niall's really in tune with his physique. So you can see almost he pushes his chest almost out at the end of the rep and almost rolls his shoulders kind of over it. Not something I would recommend for everybody, and especially as he gets more and more opened up, what I'm gonna want him to do is actually keep that chest as open as possible all the way through the end of that range. But this is a really good way. It's kind of a little trick he's using to keep the impetus out of his shoulders at the very end of that rep and out of his front delt and keep it in his chest. Sometimes people will get a little bicep engagement from doing it like this, but it's kind of just whatever feels best for you. And one thing I do always let people know is that what works for me is not always going to work for you, is not going to work for Niall. So if you do have a way that feels the most comfortable for your chest and you feel like you really get a good engagement in your chest, I'm not going to be opposed to it. I'm always going to tell you maybe try it this way, and if you feel more, then great. But if you don't, then sometimes it's just your body ergonomics or pre-existing injuries or any type of tightness that might cause you to feel it better with a certain tilt or with a certain kind of form as opposed to maybe the exact way that I'm doing it. But for me, the form cues I want you guys to take away, number one is maximizing range of motion safely. Number two is maximizing time under tension. So as you come back, I don't want to see you just drop the weight. The third big thing is structure, or the postural integrity. So see how I pull my shoulders back and push my chest out towards the opposite wall, so that when I push out, fly out, I'm really keeping that impetus in the chest. Good arch back. Anytime you're doing really chest or back, the biggest form cues I give everybody is keeping those shoulders back and having really good postural integrity. So good arch through that spine. So you don't have to have, let's say, a super overly arched back. You can have a neutral spine, but I just don't want to see you here, because then you're going to start throwing it mostly into the front delts and biceps. So really want to pull those shoulders back. You see how much I open up there? When I'm able to keep that chest, those shoulders back, and keep that back arched, I'm able to get a lot more impetus in the chest and keep that stimulus there, as opposed to keep letting it fall into the biceps and front delt.
To be honest, I've watched Henry Rambod's videos, and I've watched him train Shizzy, and then I've watched this guy just train. Eric trains longer than anyone I've known in my entire life. Like, each set is longer than anyone else's set I've ever seen. Come on. Push.
Some partials.
Push. Fuck yeah. Holy shit. Crazy. Wow. How much do you weigh now?
So right around like 294, 295.
294, 295. I dropped down, so this morning I was 193. You're 102 pounds heavier than me. Holy shit.
It's all body fat. It's 100 pounds of body fat. Just a little extra gravy.
Okay.
Keep the chest, pull the shoulders back now. And now let's get partials. Halfway out. There you go, that's it. 2 more. Good. Last one, big squeeze. Squeeze, out. There it is right there. Now hold it here, hold it there. 3, 2, 1, I go.
Shit.
It's so good, it's so good.
So good.
So good, so deep. It's so deep, so good, so heavy. All right, moving on to some incline dumbbells. So we're gonna do them a little differently than you're probably used to. Form's gonna be pretty similar, but cadence is gonna be obviously gonna be a lot slower than you're probably used to. And we're gonna really focus on that stretch portion of the rep. So as we get down to the bottom, that's what's nice about dumbbells. It's because we can move our hands very ergonomically, so we can really keep the impetus in the chest, especially in that stretch position. And it's just, I find it, you have to obviously have equal pressing load between your 2 hands. You can't take over with one more than the other. So I like dumbbells a lot as opposed to barbell pressing. So form here, I'm gonna pop them up. I want to really almost get that crazy like dumbbell, and you're not gonna have this mobility to start, almost like dumbbell to bicep at the bottom of my rep. That's kind of like the cue I really try to push for my own reps. And you see I almost tilt the dumbbell down and in. And what that's gonna do is get even more stretch through the upper chest, which is really where I'm gonna try to target. If you wanna get really crazy with it, you can actually bring the dumbbell even higher. I don't think, a lot of people will have their dumbbells down here. If I want to get upper chest, I want to keep it up closer to that shelf. And that's why I'm not going quite as heavy. You see I only have 75 to start. And so I want to press up and above, kind of almost right above my chin. The biggest thing about dumbbell pressing is you're going to stack the joint at the top of your rep. So I don't want to see you spend a ton of time at the top of my rep because you have almost no tension on the chest. If I want to see you take more time in the rep, I want to see it in the eccentric, so coming down, and in that stretch position. So as I tilt those dumbbells down in, almost touch those biceps, not almost, but actually touch the biceps, and then press out. So really good postural integrity. See, I push the chest up towards the ceiling. The dumbbells are gonna be at a slight angle. Some people are more comfortable with it almost here. It's just kind of feeling out the ergonomics, but as you can tell, I've gotten so comfortable at the bottom of my rep, I can bring it up here where I feel a shit ton of stretch in my chest, and then press a little higher. So if you feel comfortable there, being up here, it still feels almost all chest, no front delt, no bicep, no discomfort. I would suggest that because you can get a really good impetus in that upper chest. But if you feel more comfortable a little lower, down through here, that's totally fine as well. It's just kind of a matter of what feels the best for you and your ergonomics and your level of mobility, right? Because my level of mobility is a lot different than yours as well. I've been doing these stretch reps for a long time. So I'm gonna go for probably a good 8 to 12 here, nothing crazy.
Every time you say impetus, I think you're saying impotence. I think you're
Definitely
talking about like my
impotence.
inability to get an erection,
I know.
which is not,
So that's not,
it's
a
not
good
very
thing.
great right now.
We need impetus, not impotence. It's a very big difference. And one's gonna have you have a huge chest and one's gonna have you have a tiny wiener, so.
A tiny wiener. I already do. It's a
Hey
very,
boys, don't mind me over here. I'm just getting some tips from you guys. You're so knowledgeable. Just gonna sit over here in the corner and watch you. Impotence. Yeah, that's nice. Slow, stretch, push. I'd over accentuate the back arch a little more too. Yeah, push that chest, really like, feel like your chest is getting pulled up by a string up towards the ceiling. Yeah, that was a nice rep. A little more stretch at the bottom there. Keeping it nice and high. Good. Yep. Good shot. Nice set. Good. When you get to failure, we're gonna hold a stretch pause for 15 seconds. So go down the bottom, find that stretch position, deep, hold it. Breathe, 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 breathe. 10 seconds, breathe. Good. 7, 6, Phil, watch out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dump them both. Dump them, dump them, dump them. So what we did there, I did on my set too. I don't know if Phil caught it, but I did a stretch pause at the end of my rep. So when we're pretty much at failure, mechanical failure, can't do any more reps. If you hold that isometric hold in that stretch position, your chest is just like already like basically destroyed, and then you just hold that stretch pause and it's just gonna drive so much hypertrophy. I wouldn't suggest it every set, but for that last set of the 3 we did, it's a really good way to add on just a little bit extra stimulus towards the end without very much risk, because you're not trying to get through a force like crazy rep, you're just holding that fucking shit. And usually at that point, once you can find that pocket, you're not gonna really like have any risk of injury. Upper chest biased fly, because we can't have enough upper tibia. That's kind of been the focus for most of today. What we're gonna do is keep this movement pattern right about here to here, wherever you kind of feel that contraction. Once you go too high, it's gonna be mostly front delt. And so what I like about an incline cable fly as opposed to dumbbell is when you converge in the middle, you still have plenty of tension in the chest because that cable is coming from out to in. So that vector force is allowing that you still have impetus and stimulus in the middle of the rep. The other thing is you can really be very free with the hand positioning out here. And since it has that vector force also coming from out to in, there's a tremendous amount of stimulus in that stretch position as well. So I like to really keep nice posture here, push up and through, squeeze, slow on the eccentric. Most of the work on this rep is gonna be the eccentric and that stretch position. I like to have a little elbow bend at the bottom of the rep, because if you go completely straight arm, it's gonna go all front delt and bicep. Set up here, bench should be in front of the stack. Yeah. Oh my God, so good, dude. My titties are so lit right now. Oh my God. Dude, so fucked. I just spit on you, Niall. Oh my God, I'm dead. Oh, I know it looks like we're fucking around, but this workout's low-key pretty hard. Big open, fucking feel that shit open up. Yes. Nice control. That I love how you pushed out on the fly instead of exploding. You like consciously pushed through the chest. That was beautiful. Yes. Good. Open. Breathe. Push. That's so good, dude. It's like you fucking work out sometimes. It's so good. Let's go. Come on. Nice. Good. Postural correct there. Good. Just get a couple partials. Yeah, don't force it.
I got 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more partials. There you go. Nice. 1 more, baby. I'm gonna take your left hand from you when you finish the stretch. Yep. Just let me know. I'm gonna take the left hand when you're ready. Okay. Yeah, one of the best things Niall did, 2 things. 1, when he pushed out, he was consciously driving with his chest. So instead of fucking firing through his lats and using a little momentum, he was getting in that stretch position and then digging consciously through the chest to the middle of that rep. And not to say you can't ever have like explosive concentric, and that's, if you're gonna do anything explosive, the concentric is where you do that. But the second really good thing he did was multiple times during that set, he consciously felt himself kind of trying to like starting to roll forward, and you saw him like reset those shoulders back. And that's a cue that a lot of people, once they lose it, they'll be gone for the set. But if you can really have like a ton of mind muscle connection with your chest, you'll start to like keep resetting. If you start to feel yourself kind of get a little bit of a front delt and bicep tilt, you'll pull those shoulders back again to keep the impetus in the chest. All right, last chest movement, we're gonna put this bench all the way to 90. So we're gonna pop the butt out just a little bit, big back arch. And then we're gonna do is just super upper chest bias, like upper, kind of uppercut fly. So palms are gonna be supinated on this. We're gonna really pull the shoulders back and then fly up. I like this a little more in a standing because you have the pad holding you upright, so when you get a big stretch, it doesn't pull you backwards. But this is probably one of my favorite all-time chest movements because of the fact you get that insane stretch. That vector of force is perfect coming from back and behind you to get a really big upper chest squeeze. Come on, 3 more. Come on, 2 more, let's go. 1 more. Oh, dude.
Sorry.
So brutal. All right, so push the butt out on the seat a little bit, like out that way up, so you can really pull those shoulders back. And then you're kind of just keep it supinated, and then you're gonna just kind of scoop it up right underneath the chin there.
No.
He said, oh or no?
Oh.
Oh,
A little ooh.
Let's go, baby. Come on. Yes, dude. Just to there is fine. Push. That is so good. Let's go 3 more partials just like that. Good, 2 more. Big chest, big chest, big chest. Last one. Yes, dude. I go on the left. Oh, fuck. We're gonna do an ISO incline bench, push down. So idea here, obviously, keep those elbows tucked in back. Get a lot of stretch through both the long and the short head, the tricep. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit of a short head biased exercise, being a more of a push down movement, but basically it's emulating a push down, standing push down, but that cable is now coming from back and behind us. So I get a shit ton of stretch here and keep a lot of tension in the tricep without having to worry about engaging through the rear delt. So I'm really getting that big stretch, pushing down and through, big peak contraction, keeping those elbows back, almost dragging it right up the body.
How many reps did you do?
15.
15? Okay.
But I'm just going to failure. No. So come this way, just pull backwards.
Okay.
Sit on it this way. This way.
This way?
Yeah, and then rotate around.
Yo, I'm fucking 100 pounds lighter than you. This thing is like bringing me up. I got it. Thanks.
Yeah, I know.
You just want to touch my hand?
So soft.
Ah, no.
Push. Come on! Let's go. Nice, reach for it, and I got it. Oh, I caught it. You see I catch it at the last second?
Oh.
Next size, we got a long head of the tricep bias. So we're gonna be overhead. I like to do these kneeling because then I can really lean out and match that vector force. Also, it allows me to keep a little bit of momentum out of it. So I have to be really strict with the triceps. So I enjoy these kneeling, just like I said, because then it forced me to be really control the movement.
Is it necessary to be on your knees, Eric?
You don't have to be, but I just like it. I don't know why. I can't explain why I like how it feels. It's just I love it. So big stretch at the bottom, up and out at the top, big squeeze. I know that I always focus on milking that eccentric and that stretch, but at triceps, especially with the overhead, I really like to also get a good squeeze on that top of the rep at that peak contraction, especially for the long head. In more of an overhead capacity, I feel like I get a ton of stimulus there.
I don't normally do it on my knees.
Yeah, you're working out with Eric today, so
At least you use protection.
yeah, have to, especially with Niall. We all know. We've all heard the rumors now.
What?
What? Let me know when I'll take it from you.
Oh shit.
I go. Oh. All right, tempo dips to finish out here. So as always, we're really trying to just milk that eccentric. What I like to do to get more impetus on the triceps is push my feet forward. If I put my feet back and go over the weight, I'm usually gonna get a little more chest. So I'm gonna push the feet forward so I can keep a little bit more of that stress in the triceps. So I'm gonna push down, big ass stretch. You can see I'm shaking because everything is taxed at this point. So I could probably do like 40 or 50 fast dips, but when I do them like this, really slow and controlled, it's gonna really limit the amount I can do, but really focusing on time under tension and really milking that stretch position. We're gonna go 2 to 3 sets here to finish out. Let Niall do his, and then we're gonna call off this workout because that's a good amount of volume for today. Biggest things I want you to take away from this, the not only exercise selection, but also how we're doing the movements, and also the amount of top sets. I'd say we did like 6 really hard sets for triceps and probably about the same for chest. I feel like that's a good amount of volume. Once you get into like 12 hard sets, 15 hard sets each, it's just gonna be too much. Depending on your level, I would say that's a really good sweet spot. Let's say 12 total sets that are like pretty close to failure for your workout. That is a wrap. How'd you like it now? How'd you feel about the workout overall?
I hated it.
I know, obviously. Do you have any positives from it?
It was hardcore.
Yeah. Tough workout today. I felt like it was like the perfect amount of volume where I feel like if I'd done more, it probably been too much. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, the dips were actually like the icing on the cake. I'm not even just saying that. Like, I thought the dips were going to be kind of like weird because we had like a lot of rest in between our chest movement, but like just doing like the whole stretch mediated therapy.
There you go.
Mediated therapy.
Mediated
Just
therapy.
the whole stretch mediated hypertrophy, and then also like just how much time you're under there. I feel like literally like brought back my pump instantly on both my chest and my triceps.
There we go. I love it. So
It was a good finisher.
Big reminder for you guys, there are multiple ways to progressively overload your workout. I know everybody either talks about weight or reps, but you can also slow down your reps, increasing time under tension, increasing range of motion. All of these things are going to provide extra stimulus and progressively overload your training. So the biggest thing I'll say is even when he was doing his chest press, he's like, damn, when I work out with Eric, I always have to like go 25 pounds lighter. That doesn't mean that he's training less hard. It just means you're progressively overloading using other factors like time under tension, like more range of motion. So just a reminder, guys, it's not the only way that you can start to elevate your training. Try some of these techniques. It doesn't have to be on this exact workout. You can use in your other training. I've had so many people message me like, call me, dude, Eric, this has changed the way I train, changed the way my body feels. So hope you guys love the workout. If you're not following Niall, make sure to go do so on all socials, Instagram, TikTok. We'll link them in the description. Without further ado, we'll see you guys on the next video.